Have you ever wondered why Snap-on tools are so expensive? I wanted to answer that question, so I just spent over $150 on their Extreme Green Micro Toolbox. But to figure out whether the premium price is attached to a premium product, we'll need some other mini toolboxes to compare it to. So I bought this pit box from Amazon for less than $50. They look almost identical, but they're not. And at 3 times the price, they'd better not be. But comparing the Snap-on to a knockoff wouldn't paint the whole picture. So I also bought the 2 best-selling mini toolboxes on the market, and both are dirt cheap imports. This Kobalt cost me $20 and the Harbor Freight was just $15. You'd think comparing a $15 toolbox to one that costs $150 shouldn't be a fair fight, but the Harbor Freight came out swinging. First things first, if you're like me, you always check bad reviews before you buy anything. And the number one complaint about these tiny toolboxes is that they're small. Despite their descriptive names, giant warning labels, and clearly listed dimensions, I found dozens of reviewers who blamed the toolbox for their own self-inflicted disappointment. But yeah, these are tiny, so why would anybody even buy one at all? They're actually pretty great for all the weird little tools like engraving bits, tap followers, edge finders, spotting drills, all that stuff. They're also perfect for everyday carry gear like wallets, watches, phones, knives, and those random odds and ends that never have a place. And now that we know what they're for, let's get to the bottom of this $150 price tag with examinations that would make a proctologist proud. Both of the cheap boxes were made in China, and as you can see, they're both quite a bit bigger than the Pit and the Snap-on. The Harbor Freight only comes in 3 colors, but the other boxes have a lot more options. Unfortunately for the Kobalt, color selection is one of only 2 points that will score in this entire comparison. These boxes are both about 10 3/4 inches wide, 6 inches tall, and 6 1/4 inches deep, including the hinge. But the Harbor Freight weighs just over 5.5 pounds, the Kobalt is just over 5. You can see that the design is the same. The lid is hinged in the back and opens to reveal a top storage compartment that's surprisingly roomy. It has a full inch of clearance and closes without issue on a standard 1-2-3 block. The lid design means these are not stackable. Both boxes have magnets on the back of the drawers to keep them closed. You can see they won't shake loose. The Harbor Freight comes with drawer liners and the Kobalt does not. The drawers are 8 3/4 inches wide and 5 inches deep. The top drawer has 1.5 inches of clearance, the bottom just over 2.5. Unfortunately, the Kobalt drawer is just metal on metal. The Harbor Freight comes with nice drawer slides and the action is smooth and satisfying, just like a real toolbox. It's a premium feature at a discount price. For $20, the Kobalt's not a bad toolbox, but the Harbor Freight is clearly the better option. But how will it stack up against the premium competition? I can already hear the comments from people saying that these are so cheap because they're made in China, and the Snap-on is so expensive because it's made in the USA. But those people would be wrong. The Snap-on was made in Vietnam and the Pit was made in China. Not only that, but the Snap-on is missing 3 premium features that I found on the cheaper boxes. So what exactly is that extra $100 paying for? I can actually answer that question honestly because this video is not sponsored, but making unsponsored videos gets very expensive very quickly. If you appreciate unbiased reviews, consider subscribing or supporting the channel. Links are in the description. But let's back up and see how these were actually packaged. Both the toolboxes came wrapped in plastic and supported by styrofoam on the ends. Removing the plastic, we can see that the fit and the finish appear similar at first glance, but that will change upon closer inspection. The paint is not an exact match, the Snap-on is a slightly brighter shade of green. Both boxes have cheap gray plastic trim. The Snap-on has nice, crisp corners, and the Pit corners look like the intern made them. Just like the Harbor Freight, both of these boxes came with drawer liners. The Snap-on liners are just a little thicker than the Pit. The Kobalt was the only one that couldn't be bothered to include them. Both boxes come with rubber feet to be installed by the user. The Snap-on feet are 3M, a known high-quality brand, and the Pit feet are unbranded generics. The boxes are both 8.5 inches wide and just a little over 4.5 tall and deep. On this design, the cover is hinged in the front and the back, so it folds up to reveal the top compartment. When it's lowered, the drawers are also covered, resulting in a clean look. The hinge on the Pit is objectively worse than the Snap-on. The powder coating is gummed up and it doesn't open as smoothly. The hinge on the Snap-on looks and works great. The cover on the Pit has magnets on the bottom to keep it in place. The Snap-on does not. This is a nice little feature that the Snap-on should incorporate. Not only that, but the Pit has magnets on the back of the drawers to keep them closed, just like the 2 cheaper boxes. The Snap-on does not. The Snap-on weighs 3 pounds 6 ounces and the Pit is 3 pounds and 3 ounces. They're about 2 pounds less than the cheaper boxes. The drawers on both boxes are 3 3/4 inches deep, 6 3/4 inches wide, and have just over 1 inch of clearance. Just like the Kobalt, the pit and the snap-on drawers are plain old metal on metal. The Harbor Freight is the clear winner in drawer quality with its drawer slides. It's subjective, but I feel like the pit is actually a little smoother than either the snap-on or the Kobalt. I was really surprised that neither premium box bothered to include drawer slides. Harbor Freight had enough respect for their product to include them, and they did it for $15. Snap-on can't do that for $150? Wow. Unfortunately, all 4 boxes have a weak pull-out game. None of the drawers pull out all the way, so if you want to put something in the back, you'll need to get creative. Both the pit and the snap-on are designed to be stackable on top of a 5-drawer chest sold separately. The 5-drawer chest from Pit is about $50, and the snap-on will cost you another $158 and your dignity. Before we get to my complaints about the snap-on, I have to acknowledge where they came out ahead. The fit and the finish is objectively better. The included drawer liners and rubber feet are higher quality. But the Pit and the Harbor Freight included features that Snap-on didn't. Quality drawer slides and magnetic stays. And we do need to talk about Snap-on's famous lifetime warranty, but let's wrap up the primary feature comparison first. The Kobalt comes out on the bottom. I couldn't recommend it under any circumstances, and I'm not going to be linking to it in the description like the other toolboxes. The Harbor Freight comes out ahead for pure value. But what about the warranty? The Kobalt comes with a 3-year warranty, which is where it scores its second and final point. The Harbor Freight warranty is only 90 days. I couldn't find anything at all about the Pit warranty, so don't expect anything more than the 30-day return policy on Amazon. And that brings us to the Snap-on. The one saving grace will be the lifetime warranty, right? Well, the warranty section on the product page was gibberish. Looks like it was written by the same intern who did the corners on the Pit. Finding no specifics on warranty length or coverage, I had an itch that I just had to scratch, so I sent them an email asking for clarification. And it turns out the micro toolboxes are not covered by their lifetime warranty. After a couple of back and forth emails, they confirmed that this toolbox isn't covered by any warranty at all. The only coverage you're getting is a 30-day return policy, exactly the same as Amazon gives you for the Pit. If you want this style of box, I can't in good conscience recommend the Snap-on. I think the Pit is a little overpriced, but what Snap-on is doing here is disgraceful. I've always respected the reputation that they cultivated over generations, but selling trash like this will destroy that reputation faster than anything. I know they're a business, they're here to make money, and I don't have a problem with that. I do have a problem with taking advantage of consumers. Here's the bottom line. With Snap-on, you're paying 300% more for a toolbox that has good fit and finish, but has no premium features and isn't made in the USA, and it doesn't come with any warranty at all. Snap-on, if you want to charge a premium price, sell a premium product. Stop disrespecting your customers, your products, and your reputation. We can buy 10 of these boxes from Harbor Freight for the cost of 1 Snap-on. That is embarrassing. The only reason that the Snap-on costs $100 more than the Pit is the logo.